Okay, let's start this virtual tour of the studio here. Let's start off with this first piece that I created. I created 6 large pieces. This is one of the easier ones, even though it took me 24 to 48 hours. And this one is called Apex Horizons or Black Cat Sunrise. It has a bit of an old school vibe to it. Once it got on the canvas and I started creating the piece, and I saw it going in that direction, I just went with it. Sometimes pieces more or less kind of help create themselves. Start with one idea in your head and you start on to get it on the canvas, and kind of turns into something else. Over here, trying to avoid the glare, I've got Mickey and Snoopy. I brought some older pieces with me to kind of fill in the gaps, because I wanted to have at least 20 pieces to display in the studio. This piece right here is Rainmaker, or Native American Weather Rituals. This is a piece that was inspired by a statue that's actually located somewhere in the western part of the United States, or northwestern part of the United States. I'm not sure exactly what state it's in, but I saw the statue and I wanted to kind of recreate it. Now, this piece was actually the star of the show. It ended up being more or less a centerpiece for the show itself. A lot of people really liked this piece, man. And this piece also kind of created itself. I started off with one idea in my head, and it got on the canvas. It turned into this, and the outcome was actually pretty good. And this piece was actually bought. This piece right here is actually from a young man who wanted to get with me to kind of recreate what he had as a reoccurring dream of him sitting on a rooftop overlooking a skyline. So I wanted new pieces for the show. So I texted him. I said, hey, I want to use your idea, put it on canvas so I can use your idea as a piece for my show. He was cool with it. He saw it. He said I captured the dream perfectly, and he bought that. So I did create 6 large pieces, and I sold 3 of the 6 large pieces. So this piece right here was sold to the originator of the idea that created this piece. All right. And I also brought along some of my adult coloring books with me. And a lot of those were grabbed up. I think I had maybe 20 to 30 of those. And I have maybe about 10 of those left. So a lot of people grabbed those up. So I wanted to bring some things that, people weren't able to spend large amounts of money on large canvases, and they can support with the $10 coloring book. Okay, so this piece right here, I wanted to do a large black and white piece. And I was thinking about something a little native, maybe Native American, maybe Indian, something that would show an elder or beauty or wisdom of the village. And this right here is Elder Beauty, or Wisdom Body. And she is the wisdom of the village. In her basket there, she has yarns and tapestries, and she goes around the village fixing things. And while she's fixing these things, tapestries, blankets, quilts, things of that nature, she's spreading wisdom throughout the village. So this piece is actually still available. A lot of people were interested in that piece as well, but it is still available. And this piece right here was created from a photo that I saw on Instagram. I saw that photo and I was like, yo, that looks like a piece of art. So I did post it on Instagram, and I did credit the artist. I honestly can't think of the name of the artist right now. This piece was also sold, and it's called Vibes and Stuff, or Wholesome Moments. Now, obviously, if you ever followed me on Instagram, you know that I do a good amount of Spider-Man pieces. Spider-Man is one of my favorite heroes. And I wanted to do this piece because it's kind of showing some love. It's basically Spider-Man and Mary J. And Mary J is, for better or worse, pretty much his first love, or his main love, or the love of his life. So I wanted to recreate that piece. And we have it right here. All right. And I also brought some prints with me. This is a print that was created from a piece I did of Eric that I do a while ago. This piece right here, it's called the Marathon. Growth is a Marathon. It's basically Nipsey Hussle when he was younger and banging versus Nipsey Hussle as he got older and basically became an activist and started giving back to his community. Now, I did 2 cards, and these 2 cards were basically more or less me flexing my skill that I kind of got as I was coloring, because I finished one of my coloring books using markers, and each page in the coloring book kind of showed the growth in my marker experience. So I want to kind of just flex my skills. So I put these 2 cards together. So it's red pill and blue pill. Anybody who knows about the Matrix knows where I'm coming from. Now, this piece I had started a while ago, and I never finished it. So I came back to it for this show, and obviously now with my skill level being a lot higher, that's what came from it. And that piece actually sold as well. This piece is basically micron and archival ink on Strathmore paper. The glare is kind of killing the visual here, but it's Smoking Hearts or Flights of 420 Fancy. And this is actually one of my favorite pieces because of that black and white and how the white sticks out on that Strathmore paper. This piece right here was a bit of a getaway from my actual style. I want to do something a little more tribal and showing that type of love. Now the lips is something that I wanted to do because the lips that I did before received pretty much a good amount of people who liked them. So I want to do the lips again. This time I kind of changed it up with the smoking. So this is Smoking Faces or Smoke Job. And of course, I had to do a Kobe tribute piece. This piece right here, with all the detail in it. I wanted those details, and I wanted that trophy, and I wanted that Mamba mentality basically put on page. So that is a championship Mamba mentality. And this piece right here is an older piece. Like I said, I brought some older pieces to kind of add more pieces to add to the show. And then these 2 right here, this is Popeye and olive oil. I want to do something with a little nostalgia as well. So I went with Popeye and olive oil because obviously that's a good amount of nostalgia there. And I entitled that piece Popeye's Favorite Gal or Olive Oil's Favorite Sailor. Now this last piece right here was born from a song lyric. Artist Jane Grace said, psychopath, ride a tricycle in a biker gang. And that lyric stuck with me, and that lyric turned into this visual. So these pieces are still available. Obviously, if you're interested, please, let's go ahead and have a conversation about these. Thanks. So if you made it to the end, please like and subscribe, and check the link in my description for the adult coloring book, and also the link to access the new artwork. Peace.